welcome back to my channel. I'm JC and today's video is going to be a bit of a chatty video. I wanted to talk about toxic productivity. I know Michelle Schusterman did a video about word counts and toxic productivity here in the AuthorTubers community. I'll link it in the cards or below. I also found this other video by a channel called Stereotype Breakers, and they were talking about eliminating the toxicity of the word productivity. And I got to thinking about, well, I can only speak for myself, but I got to thinking about how I am about being productive, which could be quite toxic. It's funny because Barrett is always telling me have grace with myself and to take care of myself, and Des always says, well, you can't pour from an empty cup and you have to take care of yourself and refill the well, and and I know instinctively, logically, I know all of that. It's advice I would give anyone myself. I just can't seem to take it. I had a self-care week the first week of August, and if you saw my vlog, you already know that I didn't do a lot of self-caring during the self-care week. I tried my best. I'm not going to say that I didn't do any amount of self-care during that week, but I've done better. I've done better having a self-care weekend than I did that entire week of having a self-care week. And I think, and I know I talked with Tiffany before once when we were talking about why I always feel like I have to be doing something. It's like I feel guilty if I'm not doing anything, if I'm taking a nap, if I'm just laying down for a few minutes. I just instantly feel like I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing something. And I think I told Tiffany that I think it stems from okay, so in my younger years, probably late teenage, early 20s, some of my 30s, I had various multiple bouts of depression. And when I sunk into my dark hole, nothing got done. Like absolutely nothing. I slept a lot. I watched a lot of TV, which, I still watch TV a good amount, but mostly for purposes of creativity and filling the well. But then in my deep dark hole, I didn't do much. I didn't work on my dream much. I got down on myself a lot about me never being able to make this dream happen, and and then by the time I come out of the dark places, I'm always like rapidly figuring out how to make up for all of that lost time. I think I'm trying to make up for all of the time that I wasted being in those deep dark holes of depression and not working on my dream, and not like, I feel like I could be so much further if I didn't waste so much time not doing anything. And I think, I'm not technically, I do have a degree in psychology, but obviously you can't practice on yourself. So I don't have a therapy verified diagnosis or anything saying that is the reason why I feel like the need to always be doing something and being productive, and but I think that that's part of the reason why. And because I just have so many big dreams and things I want to do and get accomplished, and no one knows when their death date is going to come. So it's not like you can work towards a specific date and say, okay, this is my end date. I have to get all of this done before then. We can't know when our time is up. It's up when it's up. And I have so much I want to get done, and I'm always worried that I won't serve out my purpose here in life, because I believe everyone has a purpose for why they were put here. Everyone has a life they were meant to touch, a thing they were supposed to put out into the world to touch other people. I thoroughly believe that everyone has a purpose. And I always feel like if I'm not doing anything, I'm not doing the utmost that I can to live up to that purpose. And I don't want to leave this world not living up to my purpose and not changing anyone's life and not or affecting any kind of social change in some way. And I know that it's something that I need to work on. I watched this video about toxic productivity from the channel I mentioned earlier, Stereotype Breakers, and she'd said that maybe we should start, instead of using the word productive or productivity, we should use the word focus. And that the idea should be that we focus on this one thing and giving it the best of our ability to make it quality, to basically quality over quantity. And if we focus on our goals individually and what we're supposed to get done, then it's not necessarily about how productive you were, but more about what you managed to get done. And I guess what I mean by, instead of I'm not saying that I'm going to stop counting my words, because that is how I measure how much writing I've gotten done today. I don't necessarily write by scenes, but if you are a person that writes by scenes, maybe instead of measuring your word count, you would focus on, okay, I have 2 scenes I want to get done today, so let me finish those 2 scenes. And that is how I measure that I got enough done, instead of I got X amount of words and then feeling like crap when you don't get those word counts. Because in that way, okay, even if you just got 500 words, is the scene done? That's what you focus on. Is the scene done? I don't write by scenes, so for me, word counts don't really throw me off. Do have a minimum that I would like to get. And I am kind of hard on myself if I don't get that minimum, but I don't write by scenes, so I don't have anything else for me to measure the writing I got done for the day. But even in other things, like in getting my YouTube videos done, or creating any other kind of content, perhaps the goal I can switch it to, instead of like how many things I managed to check off the to-do list, I guess the focus could be more on how well I did what I did check off. Like, okay, and this is how bad I am. I have a to-do list. This is my weekly to-do list, like overall for the week. And then this is my daily breakdown. I also have another list somewhere that I won't show you, because I have lists for my list and then lists for those lists. I'm really bad at having to check off a whole bunch of things. And then I get really mad at myself when I can't check off those things. And I remember Gwenna said something before about, and I think I mentioned it on another vlog before, about how about just having 3 focusing, and I think she even used the word focusing, and it didn't click then. Why didn't it click then? But anyway, she said focus on 2 to 3 things each day. Not the 7 or 8 things I put on the to-do list, but 2 to 3 things, and making sure I get those 2 to 3 things done well. And I think if I switch it that way, maybe I can stop beating myself up so much when I don't get everything done. And I still need to know why I'm like this. Like, I feel like if I take a nap, I feel guilty, because I'm like, while I was napping, I could have been doing something. I'm just always trying to sneak in some manner of productivity, no matter what I'm doing. And I'm always multitasking, trying to sneak in being productive at 2 different things at one time. because that's what the multitasking is about for me. It's about trying to get the most done that I can, not necessarily trying to get each individual thing done well, which is probably what I should be focused on. But like, okay, if I do these two things at once, I get two things done instead of just one. And it's about being productive. And I think that's starting to have a really negative effect on me because I don't think I know how to self-care. Like really self-care. Like if I were to actually have enough money to take a vacation, I'm not entirely positive that I wouldn't try to work that entire vacation. Pretty sure I would. I'm pretty sure I would find a way. And that is not good. It's not healthy. And it's not mentally healthy. It's also not physically healthy. I know that I want to start taking better care of myself. And to be able to do that, I have to stop being so obsessive about being productive. And I know I have a lot of books that I want to write, a lot of things I want to put out into the world, a lot of change I'd like to affect in other people's lives in some way, shape, or form. But sometimes less can really be more. And I will also, on the video that I mentioned earlier, she left a couple of books that in her video that I'm going to also link here. One's called Deep Work: Rules for Focused Success in a Distracted World by Newport. One's called Essentialism: The Disciplined Pursuit of Less by Greg McKeown. I don't know how to pronounce that last name. I'm sorry if I butchered it. And Free to Focus: A Total Productivity System to Achieve More by Doing Less by Michael Hyatt. I really want to change my way of thinking about productivity. I'm not saying in any way, shape, or form that I don't want to actually be productive. I do. But I don't want my need for being productive to start sending me back to the dark places when it doesn't happen. Because I haven't had a bout of depression in a very long time. I'd like to keep it that way. And when I start feeling defeated and I start feeling, how do I put this? When I start feeling like a complete failure, that is when I start feeling those feelings. And I'm not in the danger zone, but I'm trying not to be either. So I want to shift my way of thinking and try to be more focused about what I get done and less, not necessarily less productive, but I also want to be better at taking care of myself. So yeah, that is my rant for today. I hope this helped someone. I hope it made sense.
If you have a list of 10 things that you need to get done, say in a month, each week you focus on one or two. Then once you get the one done, you can, and you keep going until you progressively get that. So that's focusing on one thing or two things at a time, but that's different from like, I need to spend 30 minutes focusing on getting this project done, because then if your brain's not in it, as writers and creators, you know.
And here's some honest advice, because my mother, she always told us one phrase. She said, you can be anything you want to be as long as you are a productive human being. Right? Mm-hmm. And that word productive did not just mean you have to create something, right? It means you have to contribute to the society in which you live. And learning that my value as a human being is not based on my productivity, and that I have value as a life regardless of what I choose to do and do not do with that life took me a long time to begin to comprehend. I think my understanding of my value in life changed the moment I realized that humans are meant to live in communities. Humans are meant to develop passions and develop creativity. We're meant to hope and we're meant to dream. And my value of a human being that I've come to determine comes from my ability to be this dreamer, right? To be a creative and to find community and have compassion for others. And just being nice to others makes me have value. And I don't know how that can help you, but that's how I began to unlearn toxic productivity. By finding community and uplifting others.
And yeah, I just wanted to talk about that because it was something I wanted to get off my chest, something that bugs me about myself. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. If you like what you see and you want to see more videos from me, make sure that you hit the like and subscribe button. I post videos on Mondays and Thursdays. I live stream on Wednesdays from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts on toxic productivity in general, on shifting your way of thinking to the quality of what you get done versus the quantity. As per usual, if you would like to support me in any of my creative endeavors, such as my blog site, my online magazine, my online store, or my Ko-fi page, all of those links can be found in the description box below. And until next time, have a blessed day.